Good numbing. Hello YouTube, hope you're doing well. We're back with session 3 of Rain Code. The next Kodaka game and all of its craziness. Last time we left off, we didn't really we learned a little bit about this supposed nail man killer, but we didn't really advance the story much. We spent most of the last stream exploring the Kanai ward, seeing all the districts, finding a bunch of collectibles to unlock the gabs. Speaking of, I said at the end of the last stream I would start looking around and maybe bring up a guide to see where the rest are. So when we start this stream we can do them all, just to discover that basically I found all the ones that we can get right now. Because all the rest of them, their first ones aren't until later, and you can't get them out of order. Because there's one of them, oh, I don't know where it is, which one it is. The yellow car and lion statue with Fubuki. I know where that is, I can go to it right now, but it's not there, because I need to get lunchtime in the business district first. Like, you have to get them in order, annoyingly. Well, I get it, it's still just like, So I have to wait until, we get access to a school area, and then we can find the kids' secret hangout spot. We need to wait until there's a big fountain, and then we can go get, Deshahikos. You get what I mean? You have to actually do them in order. Secret of the Toys is also in a school-esque environment. But I digress, let's head over. I've been very itching to get back to this game. This game is so fun. Hey. There's a big clock tower nearby. That's where my friends and I usually play. But something happened and the peacekeepers ran us off. I'm so bored.
Look at all those rubberneckers.
God, it's a thunderstorm. Oh, I found how the kids get in and out. The bin blocking a brick wall. Nailman supposedly got caught.
I heard the Nailman got caught.
What? Somehow I doubt it.
The serial killer?
Serial killer?
So, what's this Nailman guy like? Is his face covered with nails?
He's not called Nailman because he's covered in them, idiot. Didn't you hear about the nails all over the crime scenes?
Nails all over the crime scenes?
Shinigami? Shinigami? Calm down.
It was another locked room mystery, right?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Locked room mystery? I'm hearing lots of exciting phrases, one after another. I just might start drooling. Master, let's hurry and check it out.
We can't. It's already sealed off by the peacekeepers.
I can't wait any longer!
Hey! Oh, good morning.
Who are you?
Did something happen here?
The place is off limits to outsiders. Get lost.
Yeah, they're not going to let us in. They don't like detectives.
Sorry.
Why are you so quick to back down? You're so pathetic.
I know, but take a look around. There's no way I can get any closer.
Also, those guys are significantly taller than Yuma and will knock him out. So I think he made the right choices, Shinigami.
Don't tell me to push my way through the peacekeepers. I don't want them setting their sights on me. Besides, the murderer has already been caught. There's no point in me getting involved.
And you call yourself a detective? A detective will always crave more info about the crime. It's a locked room mystery. You should be crapping your pants with excitement right now.
No, because the locked room mysteries in this series, we've had 2 in the past. One of them was great, the other was almost great, and then they spent the entire rest of the case ruining it.
No, I shouldn't. Besides, I'm not even a proper detective.
So they're literally 50-50 on them.
Don't tell me you're worried about being a trainee.
It's more like... I just don't get it. Why am I even trying to become a detective? I mean, will I ever regain my memories? Without them, I don't know how to feel about working at the Nocturnal Detective Agency.
Master, what's important isn't your past, it's your future.
I mean, you're the reason this happened to me in the first place, Shinigami.
Well, if you're so fixated on the past, why don't you follow in the footsteps of your past self?
What do you mean?
Yeah, she's gonna try and find a way to spin this back around to do detective work.
Aim to become a detective as a trainee. If you aim for the same destination, all paths will eventually lead to one place. Which means that one day, you should understand how your past self felt.
I get the feeling you're just saying that so I'll do what you want me to. Besides, how am I supposed to try to become a detective?
Through investigating cases, obviously. So, let's scope out that clock tower. How about it, future detective?
Yeah, you're just trying to make me do whatever you want. I'm fine. For now, I'll ask around about what happened. Maybe this case has something to do with Kanai Ward's ultimate secret.
That's the spirit! Mysteriful!
That time so Poker heads around in a thunderstorm.
Pardon me, but it seems like something happened at the clock tower. Do you know anything about it?
Oh yeah, I saw the Peacekeepers take away the culprit.
Huh? You saw who it was?
They apprehended a man wandering around the clock tower. He had a lot of weapons on him. Among them was a hammer, so he's the culprit for sure. After all, they say the nail man always carries a hammer and nails wherever he goes.
Yeah, but something that is a they say isn't evidence.
He was wandering around the clock tower while carrying a hammer.
That sure does sound suspicious.
I appreciate that if you run to, like, you don't actually have to really wait. It's the moment you run to the line, it just immediately, like, you see how quickly it snapped back to green when we left it? Like, it's more just like an aesthetical thing than an actual making you wait.
There seems to have been some sort of incident at the clock tower. Do you know anything about it?
Oh my, really? Such troubled times we live in. It's that man again, right? I've heard there were numerous cases.
You mean the nail man?
That's the one! There was a commotion not too long ago. Where did
I still think these are really cool. I wish technology advanced in the real world in fun and exciting ways, and not just ways to ruin our lives harder but make billionaires a bit more money. The idea of a drone being like carrying your umbrella and it just naturally floating above your head is just cool.
I'd heard there were no clues at crime scenes because they all occurred in locked rooms with no way in or out. Phew, I'm so relieved. By the way, who are you? You've got some nerve talking to me as if you know me.
Oh, look at his face. He's just asking.
Sorry.
Some people like has to have old umbrellas, but then like you have these chads walking around with these like special tech umbrellas. The only trouble would be in real life is that any amount of wind comes in, they're gone. They'd have to be really sturdy, or like really wind resistant.
I heard that the criminal called the Nail Man was caught.
Really? That's big news. I'd better tell everyone.
So who is this Nail Man?
What? You don't know? I'm sure you've at least heard about it. He's the mysterious Nail Man, Kanai Ward's most famous urban legend.
Urban legend? Sorry, I haven't heard of it.
Oh? You should count yourself lucky then. Have you ever felt the urge to kill someone while going through your day? The Nail Man can make that wish come true. All you need to do is write down the name of someone you wish dead. Someone you hate so much you could kill.
And then he'll go deal with them. That is some cool artwork.
Then make a doll resembling that person, nail the name tag to it, and leave it at the forest behind the church. This summons the Nail Man, who will kill that person for you. Or so the legend goes. Whoever is killed by the Nail Man is pinned by countless nails.
Scary. I can't handle horror stories.
But that's just an urban legend, right?
It was until 6 months ago.
And there was someone who started brandishing it.
Corpses kept turning up covered in nails. People were in an uproar, talking about how the Nail Man is real. But now, he's been caught. What kind of person would want to copy the Nail Man? He must have a screw loose or something.
A killer from an urban legend. How creepy.
Look, Master! All the hairs on my body are standing on end!
You don't have any.
You don't have any here.
I guess that's all the info you can extract from these snooty people.
Still, I think I get the gist of it. These Nailman cases are based off an urban legend. They started 6 months ago. A similar case happened at the clock tower today, but a suspect was apprehended. That's about it. There's nothing else for me to know.
Wait, what about those cases? They all happened in locked rooms, right? I haven't seen any locked room mysteries yet! Give it to me! I want it now!
I doubt we can see the scene of the crime. Let's just head back.
Come on, just a peek. Let's check out the clock tower one last time.
Just one look, okay?
You're the best detective! The president of our company, no, of our nation!
Oh, back over we go. They're still blocking the way. So the only thing is if we use those the kid's shortcut.
Hey! What?
Because there is a hole over there, but I don't think it will let us interact with it until the game says so. Be like, you again?
Something's up.
Excuse me!
What the?
Are you okay? Can you stand up? Come on, let's go.
Hey, wait! I'll arrest you for obstruction of justice!
What do I do?
You jumped in here without a plan?
I couldn't help it.
What were you thinking? You just doomed yourself!
You're under arrest by the Peacekeepers. If you resist, enforcement measures will be taken against you. Listen, you have no right to remain silent. You have no right to a lawyer.
Wait, please, listen to me.
Put both hands on your head and get down! Any other action will be seen as resistance.
Just grab the kid's hand and run.
A coin?
Thank you, Helena. Queen that you are. Oh, Jesus. Lara, sorry, not Helena.
Thank you, Lara.
A reckless sense of justice isn't even worth a single coin. This could have cost your life. Remember that.
Right. Sorry.
That's some impressive athleticism. Unlike you, Master.
Hey, are you okay?
Please, my dad needs help.
Oh, your dad's the accused, I'm assuming.
Please, get my dad back from them. Please.
Do what we can, kid.
Huh? Get your dad back? What do you mean?
Yeah, his dad's absolutely the accused.
Arrested by peacekeepers for what happened at the clock tower. They say he's the culprit.
Wait, that's your dad?
But he was here to repair the clock tower. He has nothing to do with what happened.
So, Your dad is innocent, but he's being framed as the Nailman?
My dad would never murder anyone. He has no reason to. So
I like that her glasses like glow ominously in the background, Halara's.
back from them.
So you want us to prove your father's innocence? Is that an assignment?
Assignment? Yes. I figured you.
She looks like she's a member of Organization 13 from this angle. She's missing the gloves, and she said.
How much do you have ready?
Huh? You mean money?
I don't work for cheap. I will fulfill a job no matter what it takes. I have the mind and strength to make it possible. However, if you want my help, you will need to prove your resolve.
I don't have any money. All I can offer is this. My dad and I played catch together all the time. It's my most prized possession.
Hey!
Out of the question.
Halara, wait! You're not going to accept his request?
Why should I? The only way to decipher someone's mind is to see how many chips they put on the table. If they cannot offer a fitting amount of money to prove their resolve, to me, they might as well not even exist.
Big talk for someone who's all about the money. What kind of demon would try to take money from a little kid? I'm a deaf god though, so I sure ain't one to talk.
Oh, did he not offer enough? The ball itself may not be worth much, but the sentimental value it represents is priceless.
If you think so, then you should take on the job.
Huh? Me?
Or perhaps you're going to make the assignment on that boy's behalf. I don't work for cheap.
How much do you charge?
6 million bugs.
Preliminary
Okay, I wasn't too far off. I said
estimates
6 million. She
5
says
million
5 million.
Shin? Is that currency? How much is that?
It's enough to purchase a luxury car.
A luxury car? That much?
By the way, even though I'm amazing, I can't create human money out of thin air.
I'll be at the cafe nearby. Come see me once you've made up your mind. You will need my help eventually. And when you do, call on a detective named Halara Nightmare.
Huh. So, what'll you do, Master?
Well, I have to do this myself.
What? You sure you can handle it? Though, I don't care, as long as I can scope out locked-room mysteries.
Hey, leave your dad to me. He'll be fine. I hope. He probably will be. Definitely.
You mean you're not helping? He's probably okay, maybe. Sure, yeah, like, I guess. Definitely, yeah. Come on.
Are you confident or not?
Thank you. Please save my dad.
It's going to be real brutal if we end up proving it is
Looks
him.
like my master made up his mind. Now, let's take a peek
But at least we got in.
With the peacekeepers gone, now's our chance to strike.
Hey, wait. Before that...
Before that, I see this. Oh, I need to get around. Can I open this? It's locked. It's completely rusted. There's a lock on it. Doesn't seem to be a way through. Well, let's go and kick it down. I definitely can't do that. Yeah, if we can push through, we can see that's there. We just need to remember that's there. But let's get the thing it wants us to get. The tablet.
Wow, it's the Clock Tower murder report. This is a great find.
Oh, the fucking case file. Got it.
Just as I thought. The details of the case
I wonder if this is
on
going to conveniently happen at the start of every case. Alright, let's see. The Clock Tower murder case report. Crime scene, the Clock Tower storage, 3rd floor. Victim, female, age 20 to 30s, identity to be confirmed, estimate time of death unknown, time of discovery approximately 7 AM.
The body was found around 7 AM, and it's a little past 8 AM right now. So it's only been an hour since the body was first found.
No wonder things are so hectic. The body may even still be there.
Another body.
Anyway, Master, there's more to that report, right?
First on scene, clergy members and several peacekeepers. There was a report of a suspicious person behind the church. The victim was discovered during the investigation. The murderer is suspected of being related to the Nailman killings.
A suspicious person behind the church? But the area behind the church is...
All you need to do is write down the name of someone you wish dead. Someone you hate so much you could kill them. Then make a doll resembling that person, nail the name tag to it, and leave it at the forest behind the church. This summons the Nailman, who will kill that person for you. Or so the legend goes.
That's where the forest to summon the Nailman is located. They pursued someone they thought was the Nailman and found the body.
No, the door was locked from the inside at the scene of the crime. The only window was shuttered and also locked from the inside. As there were no other entrances, it seems to be a completely locked room. This matches the Nailman's modus operandi.
There we go! Locked room mystery time! Yay! Mystery!
I don't know why you're so excited. Does the Nailman turn his crime scenes into locked rooms like this every time?
A phantom who vanishes like smoke in a room.
Meanwhile, this kid's just like, you're just standing there staring at it. When are you gonna start? Suspect apprehended a suspicious individual near the clock tower. Suspect was found with multiple hammers believed to have been used in the crime. Name Gilles Colon, age 48. Occupation unknown. Suspect claims he was repairing the clock, no witnesses or alibis. The Peacekeeper's current investigation suspects him to be the Nailman. Communicate only the information found in this report to the media.
The Peacekeepers captured some dude and assumed he's the Nailman. You gotta search the crime scene yourself to find the truth.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
What the?
Finally getting into it? Took you long
I suppose that
enough,
maybe like the tablet might get tracked and gets in more trouble, but I wouldn't just put it down
Scene
at
of
on the
crime
ground.
is the storage room on the 3rd floor of the clock tower.
Yeah, let's hurry. Before the Peacekeepers wake up. You should go hide someplace safe. I'll be right back once I check inside.
Alright.
Now off to the clock tower we go!
Please!
Yeah.
Okay, he doesn't have anything new to say. Oh goodness. I've never been in a real clock tower, but it feels like every time I go into a clock tower in a video game, they always find some way to make it look absolutely, like, haunting and claustrophobic. I'm like, is that what they actually look like? Is this from experience, or is it just that everyone played the same Castlevania game as a kid?
Yep. Use the stairs so you don't get fat. You can do it, Master!
Meanwhile, it's like Binding of Isaac music playing in the background.
I see a suspicious door!
I see a ladder.
The crime happened in the storage room on the 3rd floor of the clock tower, so it should be right behind the store.
There may be a corpse still in there.
You've already seen plenty of corpses on the Amaterasu Express. Now hurry it up!
That doesn't mean I want to see any more. To be honest, until I opened that door, none of it felt very real to me. I'd been treating the case as if it was something that happened to someone else long ago. But the moment I opened the door, all of my delusions vanished in an instant.
Oh, yep. Pink blood, here we are.
What is this? Is that a real corpse? It's not some mannequin, is it? This blood is real? How? Why?
Jeez, it's just some freakish, gruesome murder scene. Get it together. As your mentor, let me just say that you'll come across this stuff all the time as a detective. So don't be scared. Investigate. Hurry, before the peacekeepers come back.
Shinigami, you don't feel anything after seeing this body?
You're asking me how I feel about death? Well,
Yeah, the god of death.
This is totally ordinary.
This ordinary? It's absolutely abnormal.
It's normal for it to be abnormal. You're dealing with a murder case in a city like this. You can either accept it or go insane. Blood is just a liquid, a body is just an object. Got it? Now take a look around before someone gets in your way. Chop chop.
Fine. You're right. I should hurry before the peacekeepers return.
Yep. Now let's start the investigation. Oh, also, any clues you find during your search will be recorded by yours truly. It will all materialize once you get to the mystery labyrinth later.
I don't want to go back there anymore. Someone will die once the mystery is solved.
You are so naive, having sympathy for the criminal you're catching. What place is suspicious?
Inspect an investigation marker to gather information to solve the case. New solution keys can be acquired by advancing the investigation.
I guess I'll have to search the body, huh?
The moment we've all been waiting for. You're lucky you got here before they took it away, aren't ya?
I can't stomach calling myself lucky when I think about the victim. This is definitely a real corpse and not a doll. I don't know who this woman is. The Peacekeeper report didn't include any details.
Yeah, the peacekeepers didn't seem that fussed.
But no matter who she is, she didn't deserve this.
Cut the chatter, Master! Hurry, hurry!
This is terrible. The body is covered in nails pinning her to the floor. What's this? There's a mark on the neck.
It looks like a rope burn. The vertical scratch marks were made by the victim as she struggled. A victim usually ends up with marks like this when they thrash around while getting strangled by a rope. It's fairly typical when it comes to strangulation victims. Seen it a bunch of times.
So she was killed by strangulation? The Peacekeeper report didn't say anything about the cause of death.
I wonder why. It should have been easy to figure out. They didn't investigate at all! They got the chance to see a corpse up close, and they blew it!
In any case, finding out the cause of death is huge.
Yeah, so the peacekeepers were more interested in just wrapping this up in a neat little bow quickly and keeping the peace. Even if it's blatantly not really what's happened here, something else went down.
There are dolls nailed all over the walls and floor. What a ghastly sight. All the dolls here look antique. They're looking at me as if they're full of hate.
It would have taken a ton of time to do all this by hand. Why would the culprit go to the trouble to do this?
Yeah, to make an aesthetic.
Maybe it's to link it back to the urban legend.
Yeah,
about
to make it look
Naomi.
like it's from the Nail Man.
All you need to do is write...
Yeah, we know.
This... whoever is...
But why would the culprit go through so much trouble to imitate an urban legend?
Or maybe it's the real Nail Man. Now I'm scared. I told you I'm not good with occult and horror stuff.
Shinigami, you brought it entirely upon yourself.
So this is the only window.
Well, Windows putting it mildly.
They've installed shutters instead of glass. The shutters look new despite the building's old age. Must have been added later on. The window's big enough for someone to fit through.
The door was locked from the inside the scene of the crime. The only window was shuttered and also locked from the inside. There was no other entrances. It seems to be a completely locked room. This matches the Nail Man's modus operandi.
According to the Peacekeeper report, the shutters were already closed at the time of discovery.
But that doesn't mean they were closed when the killer was getting in and out. If they were put on like a timer or something.
So they've been left alone like this.
Hey, how about you try opening them?
It won't open. It's locked. Were the shutters locked when the body was discovered?
How do we open them? Maybe there's a secret password or something.
No, I don't think it's a password. Hey, there's a latch on the left side. I think I can move it. Alright, it opened. The latch was pretty light. It can be easily adjusted. It's rather high up. It's above the 3rd floor on most buildings. It's impossible to jump off from here. Even if you tried climbing down, there's nothing to hold on to out there. You can see the big clock above, but there's nothing really suspicious here. It'd be difficult for the culprit to get in and out from here. What's that sound?
Does it just, did the lock just go back on?
It's locked
Yep.
again.
So he probably did leave from leaving here because it locks behind him.
Master, why are you still playing with the shutters? You want to be friends with them?
No, that's not it.
Yeah.
Now it won't go down. I get it. This shutter stops once it goes all the way up. But when set halfway, it's designed to fall down with its own weight. And if it goes all the way down,
it auto-locks.
Automatically locks.
Yeah, they probably did leave through here to make the locked room mystery.
You're really fixated on these shutters.
What do you mean you don't get it, Shinigami? This is blatantly how the locked room mystery was made to work.
I'll make them a solution key for you. Just in case you open a shutter shop one of these days.
There's something under the window.
What's that? Did you find something interesting?
The bottom of the window is wet.
Maybe some rain got in when you opened the window earlier.
No, the parts starting to dry are leaving stains. This didn't get wet just now.
Then maybe it's the tears from the nailed dolls.
Shinigami, if you could just shut up for a second. This is all pointing at that's how the killer left and how they set up the mystery.
More dolls? Here too?
It probably got wet from them leaving the door wide open when someone was in here, so it wasn't obvious. Then once they killed them, they left and just pulled it too, so it would auto drop and lock.
These two are lined up and nailed together. Huh? What's this? A yellow thread is attached to the nail in the doll. On a closer look, it seems the thread left.
Yeah, and these dolls probably what was holding the rope for the killer to climb down between their nails.
This is suspicious. You should remember this. I see. What's up?
Why are you saying a wooden box?
No.
I thought there might be a clue related to the case. It's covered in dust and there's no evidence it was moved. It's probably not relevant, right? Right, let's look somewhere else.
This is the only door in the room. The lock is broken. They say the door was locked from the inside when the body was discovered. That must mean the peacekeepers broke the lock to get inside. So the inner lock is the type where you turn a latch. I don't see any evidence of it being tampered with. There's a keyhole on the outside of the door, but it's filled up and rusted. This didn't happen recently. It may have been like this way before the incident.
Hey, why is the keyhole plugged?
They might have figured it was unnecessary. The inner lock is probably left over from when the room needed both locks.
Either way, it doesn't seem like we can open it with a duplicate key or anything.
There's no gap when the door is closed. It'd be hard to tamper with it. The only way to unlock this door is to turn the latch from inside. That should be enough.
Maybe that's all the investigating I can do. Investigation can be ended once you finish examining everything. Feel free to stop whenever.
What else is there to check?
I suppose in like some like small thing I can check. No.
That should do it for the investigation for now.
Yeah, I get it. Without a doubt, this murder crime scene is a locked room mystery. It's an impossible crime.
It's really not impossible, Shinigami. The 2 yellow marks is from the rope. The wet stain is because the window was open at first when the victim came in. And the shutter auto locks when it's not fully open. It slams down and closes. It's very blatant.
The door was locked from the inside, and the only window had shutters that were also locked. It's a locked room mystery. So cute.
What are you doing?
I'm taking in this luscious locked room atmosphere.
Anyway, let's leave before the peacekeepers come. They just cause more trouble for us.
Huh? Oh, right.
Yeah, I want to check the ladder because there might be something up above.
Speaking of which,
There might be
what's this
the
ladder
remnants
over
of the rope.
Should we take a look? There doesn't seem to be anything suspicious about it.
I think that kid said his dad was here to fix the clock.
Oh, so that's the clock. Was he about to head back home after fixing it? Or maybe...
Probably doesn't
Maybe he's
matter
about to start
either
fixing.
way.
Sorry, I pressed X
Nothing
too soon.
matters to me besides the locked room mystery.
Well, I'll think about it later. Let's leave this place for now.
Is it gonna warp us down to the bottom? Yep. It's like, okay, we don't need to make you roll all the way back down.
Oh, it's you.
Over here.
Huh? What's the matter?
What's up? Find a body or something?
Why's my PS5 suddenly gotten really loud?
Over here. How far does this go? Over here.
Yeah, I'm getting it.
Faster.
At least we can go get that thing we found, that gab thing. Hang on, kid. Oh, you're gonna make me go all the way around. Oh yeah, we're in case mode, so we can't do that. Yeah, and these are all tied to Nailman killings. Anyways, it's Solara's first one. So we will just quickly do that now.
Oh no. I got careless and ended up alone with Halara. I guess I should be the one to start the conversation. I'm the rookie, after all. But what do I say?
Do you feel awkward?
Huh?
It's natural to strike up a conversation when two people are together. Such is the mundane way of the masses. You're overtaxing your tiny brain to do so, aren't you?
Well, sort of.
Then how about you and I have a wager?
You little gambler.
But
All she ever thinks about is
the
money.
chief said no more gambling.
The boss said it's forbidden, so you won't do it. You think I can be swayed by that sort of logic? Besides, gambling can nurture skills that every detective needs. I believe it will be to your benefit.
And what sort of skills are you talking about?
Instead of always asking for answers, why not figure it out for yourself for once?
Yeah, think.
skill needed by detectives, which can be trained by gambling.
Observation?
Observational skills?
That's right. Gambling isn't merely decided by coincidence. For example, in poker, you can study the cards already in play, as well as the expressions of dealers and players. You observe all that, make logical deductions, and commence battle. How about it? Wouldn't you agree those are the skills every detective needs?
I get what you're saying, but...
When are you going to stop nitpicking? After all you made me explain, you will have to play a match with me.
But there's no way I stand a chance against you.
Not to worry. We'll do a warm-up first, with nothing wagered.
Oh, so she can, like, destroy you later. Got it.
I'm not going to hustle a beginner straight off the bat.
Okay.
But you're absolutely going to hustle us.
Yes! I beat you!
It was just a game of heads or tails. But still, you show some promise.
Does that mean I have talent as a detective?
No, you guessed a
You can
50-50.
see that for sure.
Thanks, Alara.
Now the real game begins. First, let's wager. I think we should start with 10,000 Yen.
Right.
And then we're going to lose miserably.
This isn't how it was supposed to go.
Don't be foolish. I lost the warm-up so you'd feel that rush, and mistake your own skill level. It's rather obvious I did it on purpose.
Yeah, you were hustled.
I let you get carried away, and made you take a gamble against me.
That's terrible!
Aw, you got completely hustled. You picked the wrong detective to mess with.
You got hustled with heads or tails? Oh my goodness.
I think that was a rather good learning experience. It's crucial for detectives to doubt other people's intentions, no matter the circumstances. I won't charge you interest for now, but you must tell me immediately when you've developed a payment plan.
Alara is totally ruthless.
Master, you and Halara seem to have grown closer.
That's one way of putting it. And then next one is let's peek at the microscopic world. Alright, and right now we're back here at the clock tower. My PS5 is starting to start whirring. I don't know why this area is like whirring so much.
While you were checking the clock tower, I took a look around the building, and I found these.
Footprints?
Maybe these belong to the culprit.
What? The culprit?
I'm not sure. Let's check. There are a set of footprints on the wet ground near the wall, but it's only the heel portion. The only thing I can discern is that they weren't sneakers. They could be loafers, but the footprints seem strange.
Oh? What's strange about them?
Look, the footprints are facing the wall. This looks like whoever made them was walking toward the wall.
You're saying the guy disappeared through the wall? We're dealing with wall-facing man now? First the nail man, and now this! It's a phantom party!
And they end right under that window. Is this just a coincidence?
Because that's where he landed. Come on, people.
What do you think? Are these the footprints?
He sailed down the building using the rope, landed, that's where the feet are. He's no ghost.
Well,
come on. Please.
To be honest, there's not much I can say with just this. At the very least, I hope I can prove the footprints aren't his father's. Hey, what kind of shoes does your dad usually wear?
Huh? His shoes? He usually wears sneakers. He was wearing them today.
Does he ever wear loafers?
Sometimes, but not usually.
It would be one thing if he didn't own a single pair of loafers, but I can't rule him out yet. Still, I wouldn't want to waste the kid's discovery of these footprints.
In that case, I'll remember it for you.
So, do you think you can find the real culprit?
Yeah.
With this, we might not be able to find it, but we at least figured out the locked room
I
mystery.
might need a little more time, though.
I see.
Oh, but don't worry. I'll find a way.
Thank you.
I know he's worried about his dad. If he really is innocent, I want to prove it. While I'm at it, maybe I should ask him more about his father. Did you notice anything different about your dad this morning?
My dad went out late last night to work on the clock, so I didn't see him this morning.
He was out since last night. So he stayed the night here?
That's his job.
His job is to repair clocks?
He doesn't just repair them, he also sells them. Watches and wall clocks, too.
Oh, so he's a watchmaker.
Wait, the Peacekeeper report said his occupation was unknown.
Maybe it's more convenient for them if they intend to declare him as the culprit of the Nailman murders.
Oh, he's getting framed as the culprit. They made up their minds and dropped the investigation.
Does your dad also manage this clock tower?
No, he only checks on that clock once a year. But yesterday, he got an urgent request to fix it.
Oh, that sounds an awful lot like he was set up to begin with.
The clock wasn't keeping time, so he was called to repair it. My dad is usually happy to repair any clock, but he always grumbles about how much he hates the clock tower.
He hates it? Why?
Because he's afraid of heights. He's scared of even climbing up the clock tower. But he bites the bullet and does his work without looking outside.
A fear of heights. He's afraid of climbing the clock tower and refrains from looking outside, so it sounds serious.
Master, you're improving so much thanks to my training. You're even getting better at pretending to think.
Shinigami, I don't want to hear it when the most blatantly obvious locked room mystery solution ever was put right in front of you, and you were like, oh, I don't really get why you're so fascinated by this shutter. I don't want to hear it, Shinigami, because you're not the sharpest.
I'm not pretending. I'm serious here.
But the fear of heights is something.
I hear noise outside.
I hear talking. Maybe those guys woke up.
Oh, ruh-roh,
Let's take
Raggy.
a look.
If all the Peacekeepers wake up, they'll be sure to pay you back for this.
Everyone, please wake up. This is Amaterasu Peacekeepers, Investigation Team, Section Chief Seth Burrows.
Seth Burrows. Found our likely culprit.
You're late. Please wake up. This is Amaterasu Peacekeepers, Investigation Team, Section Chief Seth Burrows.
He's not turned on. Yep.
Hurry and wake up. Everyone, listen closely. It appears there are fools in town who do not comprehend the majesty of the Peacekeepers. Many of them have been eliminated already, but I've heard some outsiders have recently arrived. Go find witnesses and extract information to see who has interfered with us. Which means capture anyone that even appears suspicious. They may still be nearby. Oh, and did you clean up the body at the crime scene? If not, then hurry along with that. The rain in this city makes bodies rot quickly. You better hurry or it will putrefy. To speed this case along, we need to quickly deal with that nail man we arrested. We should even consider a public execution.
So you were on the clock then, if they're going to do a public execution.
An execution? What do we do? At this rate, my dad...
This Seth guy doesn't care about the truth. He just wants to wrap up.
Yeah, that's going to be a trend. Every peacekeeper we've met doesn't care at all about the truth. They just want to wrap things up, and they're always crooked as each other.
In this city, what they say becomes the truth.
Please! Please save my dad!
The only way to save your dad is to catch the real culprit. I can do it. Leave it to me.
Really? Thank you!
But first, we have to leave this area before they find us.
I know a secret way out.
Yeah, I think I do too.
Through here
Yes.
to get back to a street in Ginma district. You might stand out if you're with me, so I'll go a different direction.
Are you sure you'll be okay alone?
Yes, I play around here often. Please help my dad.
Yeah, just you wait. I'll bring some good news soon.
Who knew some brat would save ya?
For now...
Aww.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure. Huh?
Hey, let's get out of here so my PS5 can stop making its fans were really loud. I don't know why that area's testing it so much. Probably just not as optimized.
Sure you want to be so quick to make promises?
I'm not very confident, but I can't ignore someone asking for help. If no one else is willing to listen, then it's up to me.
Wow, get a load of this big shot. Didn't expect that from you, Master. But how do you plan to find the real culprit? We can't investigate the clock tower with the peacekeepers around. By the way, you can't use the mystery labyrinth yet. Not enough clues. If you jump into the labyrinth now, you'll be lost forever. You need to gather more solution keys.
Yeah, we need to have something that even remotely points to where we need to go.
Then, how do you intend on solving this?
There is one way.
You're gonna rely on that one, huh? Always depending on someone else. What was the spot again? Something about a cafe?
That cafe.
If you let them take the lead, you're gonna be out 5 million yen, right? Do you have that kind of money, Master? Or are you gonna go into debt?
We're not using our money for anything else anyway, so realistically, we could just be like, look, anything we earn, just have it. Alright, let's have a look at this Seth borrows. Likes wind instruments, dislikes untuned instruments. He has a talent for chess. The section chief of the Amaterasu Corporation Peacekeepers Investigation Team. A mumbling, unhealthy-looking man with a decidedly nervous demeanor. His words are polite, but any underling that makes a mistake is brutally rebuked. He habitually speaks through a megaphone to make up for his feeble voice. Oh wow, look at the map. The clock towers are blocked off. Yeah, that's funny. So you can't go back there yet until later. Who else is profile updated? Oh, the boys. Likes baseball, dislikes loneliness. Likes his son, dislikes wasting time. I thought he disliked heights. I thought we learned that. Oh, whilst we're here, hang on. Microscopic world. I was gonna say, like, we should pay attention in case there's like a new one's updated to be here now. Now we've got that one, but I don't know. Oh, I can see her. She's chilling over there.
Laura, please, help me!
If Master is vowing to show respect, I guess I better do the same. Please, for both our sakes!
You're 30 minutes later than expected. So, do you have the cash?
I don't have any on me right now, but I will eventually.
Very well. I don't require you to have it immediately, but you will pay me 5,500,800 yen eventually.
Huh? But you said it was 5 million before.
It's an additional fee for making me wait. And for the coffee. I told you I don't work for cheap.
Oh, come on.
So rootless. A greedy little money demon. I think I'll call this one Hell Aura.
I won't force your hand. Whatever you decide is up to you. While you think it over, I'm going to order some cake.
Wait, do I have to pay for that too?
Of course. I'll add it to the bill.
All right, I'll pay you all 5.5 million and 800 yen, got it? Please don't have the cake.
It's a deal. You made a wise choice. I have no obligation to help others, but I work sincerely according to the payment I receive. That is my pride as a detective. I will be your eyes and limbs, and help solve this crime with everything I have. However, know this. You must be the one to complete the boy's assignment.
Me?
You are the one who was asked to solve this case. All I will do is provide support. You may be a trainee, but you are still a detective. Once you have taken a job, you must finish it. In other words, as of now, I have taken up a position as your assistant.
Really, Halara? You'll be my assistant?
Of course. I'm here to assist per your case. Just rest assured in the cards you've been dealt.
All right, thank you.
Master has no memory and no guts. And now, he has no money either. Talk about a triple threat!
Oh, be quiet. So, what do we do now?
To confirm, our target is the true culprit of the Nailman killings, correct?
The Peacekeepers have decided that the boy's father is the Nailman and arrested him, but I refuse to accept that outcome.
After we finish the investigation, we may find out the boy's father is actually the Nailman.
If that's what you conclude, then I'll believe you, Halara.
Believe? What a foolish line of reasoning. To believe in another is the shallowest concept one can uphold. All people lie. All people change their minds. As a detective, you must suspect all others. Even me.
Yep, a detective must doubt everything.
Still, I will believe what you say, Halara. I trust my instincts on this.
Out of the question. A detective must never overlook a mystery. Any and all truths must be exposed. A detective must always prioritize solving a case. Emotions must be discarded to reach a perfect solution through a perfect deduction.
That's the WDOs.
You're free to think of me as you wish. However, the truth must be found with your own eyes. Otherwise, there is no point in continuing as a detective. Do you understand?
Yes. Continuing as a detective. I still haven't found meaning in being a detective. What's Halara trying to make me see? I'm no good at this.
A naive guy like yourself might be incompatible with such a straight-laced detective like this one. Maybe someone totally unmotivated would be better. Like that guy sleeping under the piano.
Vivia? I'm not sure if unmotivated is the right word.
Anyway, Master, I've been wondering, is this Halara person a man or a woman?
What? Shinigami!
Now that you mention it, I have no idea.
If you're ready, we'll start the investigation. I won't allow time to be wasted.
Oh, right.
You missed your chance to ask. But then again, I also don't really care.
You finished investigating the clock tower, didn't you? Now we will investigate the past Nailman cases.
Yeah, see if there's a link.
Ones? These are serial killings, aren't they?
Oh, so you want to investigate the past murders as well?
And through investigating each one, we can conclude if the boy's father is really the culprit or not.
Oh, but we don't know where the other crimes took place. Should we ask around town?
I already know. There are at least 3 additional crime scenes. A secret club in Komagawa district, a mansion in a high-end residential district, and
we know about the art gallery. We passed that last stream. We just need to get in.
Huh? When did you find that out?
You think I did nothing while waiting at the cafe? I prepared by gathering intel in order to move the investigation along.
That's amazing.
With my logic, anything is possible.
She's so dementedly determined. Look at that face.
But before we head to past crime scenes, the Nailman urban legend requires more research. Let's visit the legend's main stage.
The main stage?
The forest?
You mean the church?
The church? But it's the forest behind the church?
I have yet to pinpoint the church's location. We should ask someone to guide us there.
Then we should ask the chief. Oh, I totally forgot about him. He told me to gather everyone. Halara, let's go back to the office for now. We're already way past the meeting time.
Very well. We can ask the chief to take us to the church.
Is she actually gonna follow? Oh, hell yeah.
Hey!
Oh, I wanted to see if she would jump in on any conversation if I click around on people, but I don't think she will. It is also funny, the height difference between us.
You better hurry!
Yeah, we're getting there. Yeah, we can't warp there anyway, so we have to run.
Master?
But...
Oh yeah, there's your P4 reference.
Master, you gotta hurry!
Yeah, there's no sprint button in this game. I'm trying my best.
It's the Peacekeepers. Stay hidden.
Huh? Oh, right. Chief. And that peacekeeper from the clock tower.
Seth Burrows. A high-ranking peacekeeper. He's quite infamous for being sly and persistent.
Well, we sure got some heavy rain again, huh?
Jason.
The humidity makes my hair fuzzier than normal.
I don't care.
Huh? What did you say?
I don't care. More importantly, you sent your detectives to interfere with the Nailman case, didn't you? We have witnesses.
Nailman? Now that you mention it, there was a case like that before. Oh, wait, no, I don't know anything.
This flower, it's beautiful, isn't it?
Huh?
Created by Amaterasu Corp's research, this precious work of art is adapted to Kanai Ward's environment. But unfortunately, once picked, it can can only maintain its beauty for 3 hours. When something beautiful withers, it fills me with an inexplicable sorrow. I feel so sad that it makes me want to sink a ship.
I don't follow.
The Nailman affair will be handled by the Peacekeepers. You and your team will withdraw immediately. Bring in the detectives you sent out. The Peacekeepers will take custody of them.
Hold on! I don't know what detectives you're talking about, and I don't know where any of them are.
I'll wait until this flower withers. You have 3 hours. I'll not wait a second longer. If you fail to meet my demands, you will suffer the same fate as this flower.
Fine, I get it, but can't you give me more time?
He's gone.
Chief Yako, are you alright?
Oh, Yuma. And
Yako's
Laura,
like,
too.
what the heck are you two doing?
Yeesh, this is bad. Listen, the Peacekeepers just came by.
I know. We were watching from over there.
Huh? You were watching? You couldn't at least help me out. Hold on. Are you two the detectives they were talking about?
I'm sorry. It's a long story, but it was probably us.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me! Why? What's going on?
It's exactly as the Peacekeeper said. We are currently pursuing the Nailman case. We'd like to search around the church. I was about to ask you to take us there, but you seem rather busy.
Yeah, I'm real busy now, thanks to you two!
He's like, fucks! I told you to just keep it down! Keep it down low! What's come on?
You're gonna keep investigating? Not gonna help your chief out of a jam? Look, we've got 3 hours before I'm taken away. If that happens, the last detective agency in town is done for.
Would you rather hand us over to the Peacekeepers?
Who do you think you're talking to? I'm the chief. I'd rather turn myself in than ever sell anyone out. Though, I wouldn't want to do that either, if I'm being honest. Never mind, forget what I just said.
Man, he does not know when to stop.
What should we do, Halara?
There's only one person who'll be taken into custody. It's not the chief, not us. It's the Nailman. You will find the real culprit and turn the murderer over to the Peacekeepers as originally planned. With enough evidence, they will have no room to reject the truth.
But we only have 3 hours.
3 hours is more than enough. I will give my utmost effort as your assistant. With my logic, anything is possible.
She says it's a lot. She's really confident about this idea. This whole if she's in charge, she'll just solve it.
I don't really get it, but it seems best to leave it to you two. You said you wanted to go to the church? Let me mark it on the map. It's for the best that I don't tag along. If we're seen together, things will get even more sticky. I'll be right here, waiting for good news. I'm counting on you.
Good news? Yeah, but if we go into the mystery labyrinth, we're going to end up killing the real culprit.
3 hours. You've got 3 hours to solve the case. Seriously, I'm counting on you. There's still so much I need to do.
Okay, it's something in the it's in the Kawasaki district.
From Kamasaki district. Time is short.
Let's hurry! Come on, over here! Let's hurry to the church!
So heading north. Okay, let's go. Oh, blinking heck.
So the Nailman urban legend originated at this church.
Yeah, this looks like the sort of location that a horror urban legend would spawn from.
There aren't any ghosts here, are there?
hate churches. I find them devoid of value.
Oof.
Huh? Why is that?
Because prayer is obviously inferior to payment. Just look at the tragedies the city has seen. There is no God to save you. The lost lamb should look to detectives for help instead, don't you think?
I don't know about that. Depends on the individual.
Forget it. For now, let's talk to the people around the church.
Oh, there's another area that's making my PS5 light up.
They can't say no if we say we're on assignment for the Peacekeepers.
Is it okay to lie like that?
It means getting an answer.
Or not is secondary. Our priority is to solve the case. In order to achieve that, deception is at times required. Now, let us educate those who are here that their true savior isn't beyond the rain clouds.
Oh, goodness.
What is it you wanted to speak about?
I've already spoken to the Peacekeepers a bunch of times. How many times do I gotta say it?
Hasn't the culprit already been arrested?
Well, I don't mind. I have time to talk.
How long are you going to stand around like some tombstone? Our time is short. Why do you think we've gathered them here?
Oh, yeah. We have to question them, right?
It's your move. Play your card.
Do I really have to do this? I guess Alara seems intent on being the assistant.
In my opinion, it'd go much faster if Helara did this, Master.
But I have to do it. No point in wasting time thinking about it.
Time for
Before that, though, it's a new area. I need to poke around and see if there's any glowing stones.
I'm sure.
This fox must be a church's symbol. Actually, I can see one.
Come on.
Otherwise, fine atmosphere spoiled by a lame-ass fox. A gargoyle would have really tied this place together. Emerald, that's Vivia. Oh, want to pray? Yeah, that makes sense, actually. Is there anything else that sounds vaguely here? I'll do that in a sec. Let's poke around first. Is it the same thing?
I'm sure.
Come on.
Yeah. Okay, fine. Let's go talk to them. We'll go from left to right.
And you are...
I do the odd jobs, like cleaning around the church. I also care for the forest.
Do you know anything about
Realistically, the real nail man is probably someone who works for the church. So it could be any of these guys, or someone who regulars it. Regulars it enough to be a convincing member of faith. To then also, you know, go behind the church, pick up the note.
I often patrol the woods, but I'm usually asleep at night. When morning comes around, there are dolls nailed to the trees. It's tough to clean all of them up. I've never seen the nail man himself, but I've seen people enter the forest plenty of times.
Have you ever talked to them?
I have, but they typically run away. Some get surprised and leave their nails and doll behind. I chase after them to give them back their dolls, but I'm never fast enough. They always get away.
That makes sense with a body like that.
I understand. Thank you very much. Are you the priest of this church?
That's right. My family has served this church for many generations. Though I only became a man of the cloth in recent years, the blood of martyrs spanning centuries dwells within me. Thus, my existence is but a piece of the eternal prayers offered. That is my mission, as the divine has guided me to do.
I don't get why, but he sure seems proud to be a priest.
Do you know about the nail man?
Of course. I have no idea how that rumor spread around. Perhaps it was even started by a wish made by those seeking salvation, which created the fantasy of the Nail Man.
Salvation? The people of this city must be crazy if they look to the Nail Man for salvation.
Well, I mean, depends on who you ask. Hoping that someone will deal away with the worst of the worst isn't necessarily a desperation at times, or like people being crazy. There's just some really terrible people. Come on.
That actually sounds kind of cool. I know how they feel. I want to tie you up and go to a world where it's just you and me, Master.
Isn't it basically already like that? You are...
Okay, it's probably not you, unless... Just because of your arm in a brace.
What are you, blind? I'm a nun, obviously.
You're a nun that I think is voiced by Erica Lindbeck.
You got some nerve, calling me here out of nowhere. Do you know how busy I am with choir practice? I'll kill your ass in the name of God.
Sorry.
She's the type my master has trouble with.
I'll have you know, my dad is a higher up at Amaterasu Corporation. I don't care if you're on a mission from the Peacekeepers. If you piss me off, Papa will make you regret it.
Right. I'd just like to ask some questions. I'll keep it quick. Do you know anything about this Nail Man?
You mean the guy nailing up dolls? Well, I have seen someone going into the forest late at night. Whenever I've gone into the forest afterward, I usually find dolls nailed to the trees. The dolls have names written in what looks like blood. It's creepy as hell, really. In other words, it's totally metal.
I see. By the way, what happened to your right hand? Did you get hurt?
Hey, don't stare. It's nothing. I went a little overboard while practicing an instrument.
Instrument?
I'm working on this new thing I call death metal choir. I was messing around on the bass and... well, you know.
Is that your dominant hand?
What kind of question is that? You want to die or something?
Oh, it is her dominant hand. I'm sure of it.
Thanks.
I see.
Now, last but not least...
Excuse me, but you are...
Do you even
smoking on holy
ask?
ground.
You know who I am.
Huh? No, I think today is the first time we've met.
What? You're investigating the Nail Man, and you don't know who I am?
What's that supposed to mean?
This must be the clergy member on the report who was the first to find the body.
Yeah, that's right. I was the first on the scene.
Right, it was on the report. I'm impressed Halar was able to realize it so quickly.
I've been attending every day since I was first baptized here as a child. That's how pious I am. But I don't work here, so it's not like I'm a clergy member. I just love mystical places like this. There's an otherworldly feeling to it, you know? I love researching this type of stuff, which is why I've been keeping an eye on Nailman activity for a while now.
So, you know a lot about the Nail Man.
That's an understatement. In fact, you could say I'm an expert in Nailman research.
In that case, what do you think about the clock tower murder? Though it seems the suspect has already been arrested.
I think he was framed.
You do? Then who do you think the real killer is?
The real Nailman, obviously. The Peacekeepers are making a big mistake. Listen, the Nailman exists. The Nailman is summoned through ritual and commits murder based on a sacrificial doll.
That's impossible.
Yeah, I get it. You probably want proof. In that case, look for a doll in the forest. You'll find a nailed doll with a name tag for the Dark Ceremony. Whoever's name is on it is the Nailman's next target. Just follow someone in town with the same name. If you're lucky, you might have a run-in with the Nailman. Unfortunately, I wasn't so lucky.
I've missed him by just a hair 4 times already.
I see. So you can guess the next victim based on each doll's name tag.
I was so close at the clock tower, too. I found someone whose name matched a name tag.
and figured out she was heading to the clock tower. I called the peacekeepers and entered the clock tower, but I was too late. Damn it! If only I had acted sooner. I was so close to meeting the Nail Man.
He seems more interested in meeting the legend than actually, you know, saving people.
Guess he just wants to meet the Nail Man and doesn't care
Yeah.
about preventing the murders. So he's an occult enthusiast? Seems like a huge weirdo.
I've talked to everyone. Halara, is there anything you'd like to ask them?
Only end your turn once you've secured a shot at victory.
Does that mean I should gather more information? What else should I ask about?
Past?
There have been several Nailman cases in the past, right? Does anyone know anything about past cases?
You know a lot about these things, right?
Yeah, you can ask me anything about the Nailman, including all past cases, obviously. I was the first to find the body every time.
You know that also makes you the most suspicious, right?
Huh? Every time?
There's no reason to look surprised. I already told you how I did it. I find dolls with name tags in the forest. Then, I look for whoever's supposed to be the next victim. But every time I find a victim, they're already dead.
Being the first on scene each time sounds super suspicious.
You think I'm suspicious, don't you? I suppose you would. The first person on the scene can always lie and say they discovered the body in a locked room. But the thing is, I've never been alone when I've discovered a body. All of the crime scenes had no way in or out, so I'd open them with someone nearby, or by asking the peacekeepers.
So the body's discovery was never done alone. If that's true, then all the rooms really were locked.
Master, why don't you ask for more details about past cases for now?
Can you tell me more about each case?
There have been 3 Nailman cases in the past 6 months, excluding the one at the clock tower. The first happened 6 months ago at a secret club in Komagawa district. It's essentially a members-only casino. The victim owned the place. At the time, the Nailman was just a name you'd sometimes hear about in urban legends. But I had a personal interest in the Nailman, so I started researching him, and then it happened. I came across another murder while investigating a name tag I found in the forest. I knew then that it had to be the Nailman.
And that crime scene was also within a locked room?
Yeah. All of the Nailman crime scenes have common characteristics. There's always a corpse and doll coated in nails. And also, the murderer leaves no trace behind. Isn't that bizarre? See why I'm so interested in the Nailman?
I totally get it.
Don't empathize with him.
The secret club was the first locked room mystery. As for the second, it was at a mansion in the residential area near Ginma district. About 3 months ago, the owner of the mansion was murdered in the building's study. The crime scene again took place in a locked room with a corpse and doll covered in nails inside. Considering all this, there's no doubt it was committed by the Nailman. By then, I knew the legendary Nailman had descended upon Kanai Ward. The third locked room mystery occurred a month ago. A woman was killed in an art gallery storage in Ginma district. It also featured a body and a doll covered in nails in a completely locked room. And today, the fourth locked room mystery happened at the clock tower. That's every single Nailman case. At least, for now. I'm sure the Nailman will continue on. He will enact revenge for the people of Kanai Ward.
Uh-huh.
About the dolls, then.
That reminds me. Is there any information about the dolls used in the Nailman ceremonies? I know a few have been found at the crime scenes, too.
You find that stuff in any doll shop.
Doll shop?
Huh? You haven't seen one? What are you, a foreigner or something?
Around here, all the craft shops have been selling fancy dolls for a long time. They were mostly souvenirs for tourists. But that industry is long gone now. Some places still sell them at steep discounts just to get rid of their stock.
If you know where to look, you'll see mountains of illegally discarded dolls all over the place.
I see. So they aren't much of a clue given how easy they are to obtain.
Has anything strange happened?
Has anyone noticed strange things happening near the church lately?
Wow, what a vague question.
Oh, now that you mention it...
What is it? Please, any small detail will help.
Something strange was burning in the incinerator earlier.
What do you mean by strange?
Like... I thought it was a rope.
Was it yellow?
But all I can say is
that would very quickly narrow it down to who the killer is.
Can you try drawing what it looked like? It does look like some sort of bizarre rope.
It's like a centipede with legs missing from one side. Looks delicious.
My theory is the priest.
I was worried that it wasn't supposed to be burned.
I don't think it's the servant.
So
I think this
out.
guy is just wrong place, wrong timing. I don't think it's the reporter or the one that's trying to track it down all the time, because I think that's just poor timing. The nun might be in on it, but I don't think it's her.
But I was too late.
It's the priest. Because who else would get in there to burn it otherwise?
I asked around to see if anyone knew about it, but everyone claimed
The priest
they
is our
hadn't
nail
thrown
man.
away anything like it. The incinerator is surrounded by a locked fence. Only clergy can access it.
So, no one here recognized it?
I didn't even work here in the first place.
Only clergy can access the incinerator, but no one claims to have thrown it away.
Yeah, because one of them's lying.
I don't know if this has anything to do with the case, but something's fishy.
The burnt remains of a strangely shaped rope in the church incinerator. About the suspect.
A watchmaker was arrested earlier. He's suspected of being involved in the Nailman incident. Does anyone know anything about him?
A watchmaker? You mean G.A. Colon?
G.A., that's how you pronounce it? No, that's not even remotely close to how I thought it'd be pronounced.
I've asked him to fix the church clock several times. To think that he's the nail man.
Well, it hasn't been proven that he's the culprit yet.
Oh, I see. But if it were him, no one would blame him.
What do you mean?
This city has completely changed. Everyone is seeking salvation in some way. The Nail Man was born out of our situation.
You mean the Nailman is what the people actually wanted?
Many would certainly deny it, but the nailed dolls continue to appear in our forest. If the Nail Man acts as their agent, then they are also the Nail Man. In a way, that's how I see it. What do you think?
I think you're the nail man.
It's true. The Nail Man could be seen as a savior to some people. After all, he kills the people you want dead for you. I mean, the victim had it coming for doing something worth getting killed over, right?
Now I think we have everything. Yeah, I think I know who it is. I think it's the priest. And it's entirely because of the rope.
Time is almost up.
You solve the mystery, we prove the rope's involved. Then with the rope, we can tie it to this church, and from there, who's the only one who's likely to be involved? It's either him or the nun.
Thank you for your cooperation.
But with the nun's arm being, well, currently unworking, if we believe her at her word, but it's probably more to it than that, it's likely the priest.
You should study their faces well. They may end up being accused of the murders. Huh? You need to remember every face, so you can spot them, even if they flee through a crowd.
Wait! Do you mean the actual culprit is one of them?
Oh, come on, we figured this out.
There's not enough information yet to act on.
Yeah, we can't prove it, but
We
there's
have
enough
no
to
time
show.
waste. Let's investigate the other crime scenes. Best not to scramble what little gray matter rests in your head. So let's examine the crime scenes chronologically.
Okay. Well, the first murder occurred at...
the club.
It's the secret club in the Kamasaki district, right?
Correct. Let's hurry. I won't allow time to be wasted.
I'm on to you, priest. Sorry, let's go. This tree is big and majestic and all, but there's something unsettling about it. I think it's because of how twisted and distorted it is. The light illuminates the road to the church. There's an ephemerality to it? What the feck? Looks like it could fade at any moment. This place would be perfect for a spooky dare. Right, back down to the Kawasaki district. I think it's just going to be underground.
Halara? I've been thinking. The first incident was 6 months ago, right? If we go to the crime scene now, there's nothing left to investigate.
You think it will be a waste of time? There's no need to worry about that.
So, you have a plan then?
What? You're working with Halara Nightmare. What more could you possibly ask for? Now, let's be swift.
Huh? Right.
I don't really get it, but talk about confidence.
Yeah, right?
Where's the secret club? I smell a mystery. I'm all
Oh, that was quick.
This appears to be the crime scene, but it's sealed off.
They've left it like this for 6 months? Does it really need to stay this way for so long?
No doubt they've shirked their obligation to clean up. I suspect the peacekeepers are lazy to a fault.
Just gonna chop straight through. Yep. Just get down there, will you?
It's open. Let's go inside.
Oh, bloody hell. Hey, yeah, they really are lazy to a fault.
The peacekeepers may be sloppy, but even they wouldn't leave the crime scene completely untouched. The body was probably...
Oh, hey, one man, hope you're doing well, dude.
The victim's name is Suguma Iho.
You already know that? God, jeez. I don't know why we keep on underestimating Halara's ability to investigate.
The old man who owned this place. His reputation left much to be desired.
I am now, fair enough.
This place was an illegal casino operating at obscene rates. Even the cheating was rampant.
Oh, it makes sense how you know about it then, Halara, little Miss Gambler.
You sure know a lot about it. When did you...
I told you. I gathered my own intel while waiting at the cafe. The real interesting note is that this crime scene also had no way in or out. At the time of discovery...
What we're currently doing, we're doing the Nail Man killings, the next major case. The premise is a clock tower. On the 3rd floor there's a room. It's a locked room mystery. There's a woman in there nailed to the ground with a bunch of dolls in the room. I think I've solved the actual locked room mystery, and I think I figured out who the killer is. My trailer thought being, in the room, the window was blocked by a metal shutter that was locked on the inside, but we figured out pretty quickly that if the shutter's not opened all the way, it will drop back down on its own, and when it closes, it auto-locks. So it's very easy that they could have left through the window and then just tugged it slightly as they were on their way out, so it would auto-lock. It would auto-close down and lock itself. Underneath the window, there were 2 dolls nailed to the wall symmetrically that had rope burn markings on them that were yellow, which leads me to who I think the culprit is, because they probably climbed down from the window using a rope. At the church, we have found what the servant there says he saw that there was remnants of like a rope in the fireplace. And from that, I've deduced that it's probably the priest of the church. That's the actual nail man. Quick question, Shenhe or Ganyu? Shenhe, personally. Ganyu's a great DPS, don't get me wrong, but Shenhe's a great support and sub DPS. And the fact that all of her skills stack on attack, it makes her really easy to build, because you don't need to worry about crit rate and crit damage. You can just stack everything into attack 110%. Because if you use her skill, other characters then get an attack and charge attack boost, but if you hold her skill, they instead get a skill and ult boost, I think is how it works. And if you manage to get her C1, you can use her skill twice before it needs to go into a cooldown instead of just once, so you can technically do both and do both buffs. And her ult makes a field of constantly applying cryo, so it's very effective for reactions. Ganyu's ult is similar as well, but Ganyu is built to be a DPS. She's not built to be a support, she's built to just be a core damage dealer. Whilst Ganyu is like, you swap her in, you tap R2 and then you swap her out. Or you swap her in, hold R2, swap her out, you know? Like, that's how she works. Like, she's there to be a support, but she can also do decent damage because everything scales off her attack anyway. It might be crit damage, but it'd still be damage.
There aren't any windows either, which is expected given that it's underground. There are air vents, but they have secure covers barring entry. Besides, no one's able to reach that high up.
No windows. The only way in and out is the door that was locked from the inside. It's a locked room mystery.
Also, Shinigami is like super duper 110% obsessed with locked room mysteries. Which you'd think if she loves locked room mysteries, it means she loves solving them, but no. When we were like, hey, the shutter locks on its own, she's like, yeah, what's that got to do with anything? I'm like, you've just fucking solved the locked room. Come on, Shinigami. If you don't keep fiddling with the shutter, be my guest. I don't think it relates to anything.
But there's not much more to investigate. We don't know what state the body was in at the time of discovery.
I told you not to worry. The conditions have all been met.
Conditions?
What does this mean, Halara? Oh, we've also learned that Halara is super fucking money focused. Like, ridiculously money focused. She wouldn't help us unless we agreed to pay her for it. Well, firstly, a little boy whose father has been accused by the peacekeepers of being the culprit, even though he blatantly isn't, asked her for help, and she said, pay up and I'll do it. And the kid said, all I've got is this tennis ball. It's my father and I's like prized possession. And she went, no, not enough. Turned around and left. When we said we'll foot the bill for the kid, she said 5 million of the game's currency. I forget what they call it. Like 5 million gold, basically. I mean, we don't have that kind of money. So we'll be waiting at the cafe if you change your mind. When we finally went there, we went, look, we'll pay as we earn, but can you help us? She went, okay, but I'm paying a late fee. So she added an extra 500,000 gold on top of it.
Don't tell me you forgot.
So we owe her, I think it's 5,500,000 and 800 gold. Because the 800 was to cover the food she brought at the cafe while she was waiting for us to to come help get her help.
Oh, your forte.
My forte is post-cognition, the power to see the past.
Oh, damn.
However, it can only be used at murder scenes.
Of course.
To be precise, I can only see how the crime scene appeared at the time it was first discovered. Another way to describe it would be as crime scene limited psychometry, if that's easier to understand.
That's amazing! It's like the perfect forte for a detective!
Yeah, because you'd be able to see if the crime scene was tampered with at all.
My power allows me to see the moment the first witness saw the crime scene. Not the culprit, not the victim, but how it appeared when a third party first entered. The memory or perception of the witness does not affect my post-cognition. What I see is what actually was there. When it comes to my power, the witness is not a camera or a recording device, but rather
but speaking of Genshin, since you're talking about Shenhe and Ganyu, I heard a very evil rumor, and the reason why it's evil is because if it's true, that Columbina is going to be introduced alongside Skirk.
Perhaps
Like later on in the 5.x series, she might not necessarily be made playable. In fact, I'm willing to bet she won't be, because if that was the case, that'd be fucking devilish to have her drop next to Skirk like that. But Columbina might be introduced alongside Skirk, and will also justify in the story how Skirk is going to be involved again. And I'm just sitting there like, that is a deadly fucking game, because you're going to literally like put that right in front of me of, do you want Skirk or are you going to save for Columbina?
Well, there's no point in wasting more time explaining. Let's have a look.
That power sure is convenient. Explains all the confidence. It's similar to the Mystery Labyrinth, where I recreate the crime scene in your mind. But now it's done in the real world. Although, it is limited to both the crime scene and the moment of first discovery.
But still, it's amazing.
On the other hand, my master's got nothing. Why is life so unfair? Now I'm angry. Master.
Oh yeah, how's Wuwa? I hope Wuthering Waves has been fun for people who have been playing it. Now it's come out on the console and is in its 2.0 version.
Of course not.
What?
I'm investigating. Don't interfere. Look around the scene in the real world until I'm done using my post-cognition. I started yet, been saving my battery power. Fez.
I wonder what it's like. All I can do is wait for the report.
The only things I've seen on Wuwa with 2.0 is that like one of the new characters has like insane aerial mobility, and like I was like, hey, you can. This is the sort of flight that I was hoping Genshin would have. Because it's like I was actually seeing people like carry the wind with them to generate it into a force that allows them to go back up instead of it being like a stagnant speed and rate of descent. Like they were descending to using it to have an updraft to go back up and things like that. And like just like scaling around and like getting really high up by abusing it. I was just like, man, that looks cool. I've mentioned before, I'm really not that interested in getting Wuwa. I've got enough gachas on the roll, I don't need to add another one. But if I'm going to add another gacha, I want it to be completely different. You know? Like, if it's going to be open world, be super urban. Which is why I'm interested in Neverness to Everness, not another, like, big fantasy open world, because I already have Genshin, I don't need Wuwa. I know Wuwa's more sci-fi fantasy to an extent, but you get my point. Where, like, it's still similar enough, it's still in the same ballpark that I'm not that interested. Arknight's Enfield, I'm giving a sideways glance because it looks more like a construction game. Like, it's open world, sure, and it's super sci-fi fantasy, but it looks more like you're about building, like, creations that you can then use to traverse. Like, there was a clip I saw someone, like, building a bridge to get across a giant gap, and then it stayed there in the world. Sort of like Death Stranding. And, like, that could be interesting, sort of, but we'll see. Or, like, Nikki, where, like, it was an open world game, but the whole point of Infinite Nikki wasn't, you know, the usual. It was fantasy dress-up, basically. That was a nice change of pace. I ended up dropping it. As much as I enjoyed playing it for a bit, I ended up dropping it because it's just... It didn't keep me. It had some really cool things, and I love the boss fights in that game. The boss fights in the games are fashion competitions, and I'm like, that's just sick.
Well, do I have some good news for you?
And then obviously the main three I do, even if they're all Hoyoverse games. Zenless is not really a main one, I'm only playing it for story, but HSR and Genshin are pretty damn different from one another. And cover different fields.
Master, try to remember. Did you feel anything back on the Amaterasu Express? You know, when the other master detectives
Oh, we finally got to go into this whole copycat thing that I think he has.
Sensation. I felt it when Apex used his...
Yeah, when Apex Legends punched the ground, you felt the compass. And when Poochie used her heartbeat ability, you could sense all the heartbeats being felt as well.
Right. I can sense whenever a master...
I miss Poochie. I think she would have been a great character to have lasted more than the first fucking case.
Yes, that's it! Maybe your coalescence will work now.
Coalescence?
Coalescence?
Simply put, it's the ability to share someone else's power. On the train, you only felt the resonance of other people's fortes, but it's
yes, it is right. It's kind of like a copycat.
Their powers.
Wait, then that means I can also see the scene in the past with Halara? That's amazing! Is this your ability, Shinigami?
Something like that. But there are conditions for it to activate. You must kiss someone to share their ability.
Fuck off. And they mean that in the game, not the real. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's just what they're calling it. But that's amazing. I can't wait to share Halara's ability. You gotta kiss her. She's going to kill me.
What? Kiss Halara?
Ha! I lied.
Thank God.
Blush. Did you
For a
really
second
want
there.
to? You still don't know if Halara is a boy or a girl.
Oh, quit messing around and tell me how it works.
You need permission from the person sharing the ability first.
Okay, so it was just Shinigami fucking with us. For a second though, I thought, is this gonna turn the fucking date alive? You can, where Shido can't have their powers unless... I was going to, like... Vivia, like, under the piano, I'm like, alright, pucker up, you lazy shit.
That's it.
Okay, I can do that.
If we just explain, like, hey, our forte allows... Like, even though we don't know it's our forte, we could just pretend. Yeah, never change Gadaga, this fucking piece of... If we just explain it's our forte, the sharing it, but we need your permission.
Halara. Halara?
I need you to be quiet. I'm concentrating.
Sorry, but there's something I want to ask.
We have something called Coalescence. I love that the game does this. It's only a couple times now.
Coalescence. Hold hands. You and me.
Halara's running this through her head, and she's like, this kid is playing a really interesting long con. I'm going to punch him, though.
Yes, that way I'll be able to see the past, too. I think.
My sources made no
Well, yeah, I think it's mostly
ability.
just Shinigami fucking with us.
You're just a trainee.
Yeah, but I just remembered I had it. Anyway, we don't have much time. Let's try it.
She's absolutely not going to take our hand.
I have no intention of getting friendly with you.
Oh, it's not like that.
I despise you.
Huh?
Just the thought of holding your hand makes my skin crawl.
I didn't know you hated me so much.
Let me be clear. I don't just hate you in particular. I despise all of humanity equally.
Okay, cool.
I don't trust anyone, except the dead.
I had a feeling.
Also, Shinigami keeps on calling her Hell Aura.
Then why did you choose to help me with the investigation?
Because you paid?
As I told you in the beginning, I always work
because we paid her.
Receive. As long as you promise payment, I will promise my utmost efforts as a professional.
Then please, hold my hand. It's necessary for the investigation. You can add this to my bill if you want.
Ooh! Yuma, you're playing with fucking fire. You can add it to the bill.
Fine. If it's what I must do as a detective...
But yeah, but what's she gonna add to the fucking bill?
To agree.
Oh wow, you can see the hesitation. But yeah. Oh, this is cool.
Huh?
Trophy unlocked. Crime scene psychometry. Use coalescence with Halara.
Than a moment ago. Incredible. So this is post-cognition.
Can you really see it? So your coalescence is real. I didn't expect you to already have your own forte. Well, this does save me the trouble of reporting it back to you. but it's quite inconvenient to keep our hands joined. Very well. Go ahead and lead the investigation.
Me?
Also, this music is so fucking Danganronpa coded. I'm sorry. This is the investigation theme from like Dangan 2 or V3. I'm going to lean more on V3 because it does kind of have that same kind of vibe as it.
This is quite the bizarre crime scene, but unusual crime scenes are expected when you work for the W.
And I can make more comments comparing it to Danganronpa because the victim we found, their blood was pink.
Now, let's see what you're capable of.
Alright, the investigation's back on. Gets one step away from the fucking UDG theme. Yeah. There's a roulette table. It probably hasn't been used since the incident. It's covered in dust. There doesn't appear to be any clues on top of the roulette table. There's nothing underneath either. We should check somewhere else. Right, let's do that. There's a glass on the counter. It's a thin layer of dust, so it could have been there since the incident. It's my favorite Danganronpa theme. UDG as a whole has a great soundtrack. The main theme is catchy as shit. I love the Warriors of Hope, the boss theme. Because it's just the right level of sheer insanity considering the situation, because all the boss fights are children and mechs. And if you beat them, you kill the kid. And it's like, hey, this situation's completely fucking batshit, but you gotta do it, otherwise the kid's gonna kill you. The key was in the glass at the time when the body was discovered. If you want to investigate, we can use postcognition. Right, got it. Oh, I just realised. Yeah, look, on the bottom right, R2.
Oh, there's a key in the glass. Is it the key to the room?
Seems like it. By the way, being an illegal
My favourite theme, honestly, isn't even like any of the crazy rock tracks. Even though the Nagato crime scene theme in Dangan 2 is god tier. It's actually box 15, the first investigation theme of Danganronpa 1. There's something about it that that just captivated me when I first heard it, because you're still like engrossed in the atmosphere. You've just witnessed the first murder. You've just like the crime scene. You're still trying to figure everything out, and then you just hear this slightly echoey but very pungent beat just creep into the background, and then once you kind of become actually like aware of it, like the dust has settled, it's only then that it actually jumps up into the full melody, and you hear like these very like sharp drums. I just that track just sat with me a lot. I also love fucking the Samurai Break theme from V3 a lot. But that's just really catchy. It's just got like a really strong melody, and they just build on the layers on it constantly to keep it in your mind.
It's also a special key that can't be duplicated.
If it was thrown in from outside the vent...
Oh, Jesus. Like, the post-cognition, we turn around. Well, you can see the body back there.
So this is definitely another locked room mystery! Hooray! I'm so glad I met you!
Room inside the glass and the counter. I should probably have checked the relay table to see if there's anything interesting here in post-cognition. Holy shit, yeah, hey. It was moved during the incident. As far as I can tell, it doesn't seem related to the case. Yeah, let's check another place. There's a doll nailed to the roulette table too. There's also a doll nailed here, right in the middle of the roulette wheel. The doll itself seems to be the same as the others. Doesn't seem anything noteworthy. That is in of itself sufficient knowledge. Let's check someplace else.
What a rich fragrance! How about a taste, Master?
Are you pouring yourself drinks? Come on, we're working here. The chairs are lined up neatly. Did someone rearrange the chairs after the incident? Either the peacekeepers did or the staff here did. Either way, it's not something to worry about. True, I'll check somewhere else.
What does that mean?
When the body was discovered, the door was locked on the inside. There's no way into or out of the room. In other words, it's a locked room mystery. Locked room mystery. Things are heating up. The chair is knocked over. Could this be evidence of a struggle between the victim and culprit? I don't know about that. The culprit could have knocked it over on purpose to throw off the investigation. There's not much we can get from it other than the fact it's knocked over. Check somewhere else. Right.
The lock is broken.
Oh, this must be important then.
Maybe someone broke it and forced their way in, like at the clock tower. But from the looks of it, there's no sign of the lock or door being tampered with.
Oh, one of these machines broken.
Thing and it'll be good as new.
There's a vent here. The four corners of the cover are screwed down, so I don't think it'll open. I doubt the cover can be opened when it's like this.
Right.
It's too early to conclude there's no useful information. Compare it to what was seen in post-cognition. Right, I'll give it a try. God, what a way to go.
I see a body. The murder scene through Halara's eyes is completely silent. There are dolls nailed to the walls and floor, and a corpse pinned down with nails in a similar fashion. This all feels like a dream. It doesn't seem real. There are abnormal decorations all around the crime scene. And it's so quiet. Hey, this vent. The cover is in place.
Oh, the screws were done afterwards.
Which means it could be easily removed, right?
What are you doing? You can't touch what you see in post-cognition, even if you happen to be 3 meters tall.
Oh, I see. But I think this will be an important clue. The vent is about 40 by 30 centimeters. A thin adult can probably pass through.
Oh, I could think of one very thin adult. I think it's this guy. I'm adamant. I don't think it's like the really moody gothic nun, because I think, even though there's some suspicion around how she actually hurts her arm, I think that's a red herring. And I think the worshipper is one giant red herring as well. I don't think it's him. I think he just is really obsessed with the occult, and that's why he keeps on getting involved.
It's a man's corpse. He's probably around 60 years old. His body is pinned against the wall with countless nails. There isn't much bleeding, so the nails must have been hammered in after he died.
You're starting to get the hang of this. Not too shabby.
Oh, there are marks on him, signs that he was strangled.
Oh, this seems to be a trend that they're strangled to death. The lady we found seemed to be strangled to death as well.
The vertical scratch marks were probably made when he resisted.
The most basic of basic observations. Well, at least you noticed.
That's thanks to everything I taught you at the clock tower. I'm such an awesome mentor.
This situation is identical to the murder at the clock tower.
The culprit first strangled the victim to death, and then decorated the room afterward.
Also, I know it's a tiny little detail, but you know what I like? Because she doesn't like touch, and she doesn't like any kind of, like, physical interaction with people, she's not actually holding his hand, he's holding hers. Look at her hand, like, she's not, like, her hand is just completely at ease. She's not gripping or anything. She's waiting for the moment he who lets go instead, so she can just take her hand away. It's the little details, like, he's the one holding on. she's just completely relaxed her hand because she's absolutely not going to hold on back. You know? She has no interest in doing that whatsoever. So the moment Yuma lets go, she can just take her hand back.
But why?
Signs of strangulation and vertical scratch marks on the victim's neck.
I knew it.
Sure enough, the secret club has dolls nailed to the wall too.
Yeah.
That must be the nail man's calling card. They're nailed into the wall seemingly at random, facing all directions. I can't find a pattern. There's nothing that can be connected to the culprit. Let's try checking someplace else. There's really nothing else obvious here. Okay, let's back out.
By the way, Yuma, did you notice the nail below the vent?
Below the vent?
Yeah, that's what he used to climb.
Huh, some of the nails are bent downward. Maybe they were hammered in a hurry.
No, he used them to climb like a ladder.
Or perhaps there's another reason.
Another reason?
And because it's only a nail carrying the weight of a whole person, I'm surprised they didn't bring the wall down. I think I've solved this case, if I'm honest. I genuinely think I've got it all together. And I think I figured most of it out with just the first crime scene and visiting the church. I think it's the priest. Everything to me points towards it being him.
That should do it. There isn't much else to investigate. I've never experienced this before, but it's surprisingly convenient.
Oh look, she's smiling. She's actually happy.
It's exhausting to explain what I see to a client.
Really?
People do not believe what they cannot see. I have often been called a liar.
I can kind of understand that.
I suppose fortes aren't always convenient.
We still have locker room mysteries to examine.
The second was the mansion, and then after that's the art gallery. Since we still got 2 more blinking crime scenes to investigate, I doubt we're going to actually start the actual deduction process this stream.
I have an idea.
Because we're already 2 hours in, and we've only covered half the crime scenes. And God knows how long the deduction process will take. Because it will probably have to involve every crime scene.
The building we're heading to is accessed through Gima District. Let's hurry there.
But it is nice, for this first case, actually having a tag team partner, basically, to have someone with us the whole thing. I know it won't last. I imagine there'll be cases later on where we will be on our own. But just for like this early game to actually have a support. And it's great that it's at the mansion over here, because the art gallery is also over here, so we don't have to go far to the... I saw that! You were on the wall when we loaded in. Oh, actually, no, it's past it. We haven't been up here yet. Interesting.
Oh! I get it!
Oh, there's a side quest to pick up here as well. Hey, but detouring. Oh, this person. What's wrong, Master? Doesn't she seem a bit uneasy, like she might fall over at any moment?
Come on.
You really can't help yourself when it comes to the ladies, can you? It isn't like that. Excuse me, is something wrong? You seem upset. Who are you?
I'm...
kind of a detective. In training. A detective, I see.
Well?
So is something wrong? Well, actually, I've run away from home. And I'm at a loss about what to do next. Oh, that smells like a case. Let's hear her out, mister. Yeah, you might be right. I should avoid getting involved, but I wouldn't be able to sleep at night if I just left it alone.
Well?
Could you give me some more details? Well, I'm the daughter of a merchant who does business throughout Karnai Ward. Due to family circumstances, it was decided that I would have an arranged marriage. Thinking of what's best for my family, I should accept the proposal. But my suitor is an awful person.
Oh, no.
I heard it with my own ears. He said he was only using my father. Then why not talk to your father about it? There's nothing I can do without proof, besides my father is very keen on him. When I told my father I didn't want to get married, he yelled at me and I said I shouldn't cause trouble.
I see.
So that's why you ran away from home. Oh, how lame. Let's get out of here.
No.
We can't do that. Having to marry an evil man sounds terrible.
Right.
Leaving home has given me some time to think. I want to try talking to my father. But if I went back now, I don't think we could have a civil conversation. I'm terribly sorry to ask, but could you take this letter to my father for me? I'll reward you for your trouble.
Say.
Does this chick think detectives are errand boys? We can't just leave her like this. That's my master. Simping over every woman he meets and then making their wishes come true. God damn it, Kataka! You can't keep getting away with this! Oh, the fucking writing in these games, every time. It's not like that.
Right.
Okay, I'll help you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. My father should be at the front of Kanai Station around now. Didn't this game release on the Switch like 2 years ago? How on it was he with some of these trends? Like, how on the nose is he with some of these things? I know simping isn't like that new, but you know what I mean.
That's true.
What exactly does your father look like?
Well...
He should be wearing a suit, navy blue from head to toe. It's his favorite. See, thank you. Alright, let's go do this first. He's over at Kanai Station. Meanwhile, Halara's gonna be like, what are we doing here? There we go. I was like, I can't remember what the map button is. Okay, so it's probably in the actual station. We'll just keep an eye out. If we see anyone that's like dressed in all blue. Oh, she is still following us. I was like, I wonder if she's actually going to follow us all this way, or if she's going to like wait over at the mansion. You're in uniforms, it's not you. Yeah, we'll go into the station.
Oh!
A completely navy blue suit. Could this be the merchant girl's father? Is the man with him the client's suitor? I bet he is. He even looks evil.
No.
Can't just tell from appearances. Anyway, let's try talking with them. Excuse me?
Uh-huh.
Who are you?
Yeah.
If you don't mind, we're in the middle of an important conversation. I have a letter from your daughter.
What?
What did you say? You know my daughter's whereabouts?
Well?
Yes, but would you please read the letter first?
Nah.
You're not actually listening to this guy, are you, sir? I'll see for myself. Is without a doubt her handwriting.
Oh, no.
There must be some kind of mistake. I would never mistake my daughter's handwriting.
Well...
I'm afraid that if what's written here is true, this marriage cannot be allowed to continue. And I almost got away with it too. He's not even trying to hide it. He sounds like some second-rate cartoon villain. No point in playing pretend anymore. The scam's over the moment they start to doubt you. Later, chumps. Hey, wait! There's no need to follow him.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you for delivering this letter.
No.
It was nothing. I'll try talking to my daughter. Allow me to properly thank you another day. Sure.
For now.
Let's go report it to the client. And hope that he hasn't, like, attacked her or some shit.
And that's what happened.
I don't think you have to worry about that arranged marriage anymore.
Thank goodness.
Really? Did my father actually believe me?
Thank you.
I think I'll go home now. Thank you very much for everything. Hope it goes well.
Well?
We did our part. Who cares what happens next?
No.
We're involved now, so I'd like it to be for her to be happy. Oh, I get it. This must be the way of the simp. Why do you keep calling me that? Paired with the devil. I wonder if this is it for this chapter, because they said they're chapter tied. All of them, so I wonder if that is actually it, or if they're... Well, I mean, I suppose... if we see a green exclamation point, we'll know. dislikes cruel con artists. I find that hard to believe. Oh, we got Halara, we got church. I'll call lessons, okay. Whoops. I nearly went back on myself. Oh, this is no mansion I've ever seen.
There's a large mansion beyond the gate over there. I wonder if that's the second crime scene.
That's probably it. Let's go inside.
It's closed, as expected.
She'll just jump the gate. Or not, okay.
Are you sure?
She's so confident of herself. She's got a little grin.
Wait!
Alright, usual routine.
Huh?
These weeds are getting out of control. Doesn't look like anyone's been taking care of the place. No one's left to take care of this stuff since the incident. I can see there's a red flower. Trying to see if I can spot anything that can be used for more bonus scenes. We need to still watch that one with Vivia. I got distracted trying to solve the crime scene.
It looks like a haunted mansion.
I hope there aren't any ghosts around. I have a feeling they'll appear this time.
I've been meaning to ask, but aren't you kind of a ghost yourself?
The incident occurred about 3 months
Meanwhile,
ago.
Halara's unaware that we're
The
just
victim was
thinking to our
Ali
spirit.
Home, the owner of this mansion. He had no family and lived alone. The mansion is now empty and dilapidated. The crime scene is in the study near the back. Let's go. The Nailman killings had another common factor, besides the locked room. The first person to find the body.
It's always the same. Yeah, we know this. It's the
person.
It's the. There's like an occult worshipper who like is constantly hunting down every detail, so he keeps on being the first witness.
That worshipper from church?
Yeah.
Do you suspect him too?
What he said did make sense. He's been obsessed with the Nailman and had access to the names of potential victims. It's not too surprising for him to be the first on the scene each time.
I guess I shouldn't assume things going into this.
That's right. It's down this hallway. The crime scene is in the room on the right side. There's little time. Let's head straight there.
Ha! Think you're partners now just because you held hands with my master? I'll have you know, Master and I are connected on a much deeper level.
Don't make it sound so suggestive.
Also, I want to look around elsewhere first.
You know,
The doorknob is in rough shape. I guess because nobody's looking after the place anymore. Isn't it because Halara smashed it? I guess we can't rule that out. Oh, okay, no, we can't go upstairs. Sofa in the lobby. Who is this intended for? Probably just a status symbol, right? The owner's not around anymore. There are a bunch just hanging around. Let's just snatch one and sell it. I'm a detective, not a thief. Without meaning to say there's another reference, but is that literally the thief detective? Is that literally... Come on.
Feels like a jump scare's coming up.
So this is the study where the crime took place.
Oh, it's open. I wonder if the lock was broken at the time of discovery here too. There's nothing left here either. It's all cleaned up.
Oh, the fishes is doing alright though, despite no one being in here for a while.
But I suppose I can share my post-cognition again here.
You sure?
Don't make a big deal out of it. Just make it quick.
Alright, next investigation piece. We've still got one more crime scene after this. There are fishes in the tank. Doesn't seem like they've been cared for since the owner was killed. They're looking pretty bad. Inside the tank, some kind of secret passage would be interesting. It doesn't appear to be related to the case. Still double check.
The crime scene of the murder is vividly brought to life before us. It all happens in silence, as though awakening from an eternal slumber.
Oh, he's got burn marks on the neck as well, gee.
Will never wake up again. Even if the corpse did awaken, the nails pinning him down would prevent him from rising. The door is the only entrance and exit to the room. There are no windows and the vent is small. I don't see any escape routes from the locked room. Maybe the doll nailed to the wall holds the answer to this bizarre mystery.
It's a huge tanky, but there aren't any fish inside. Living things can't be seen through post-cognition. It doesn't have that ability. Oh, okay, so there might still be fish there. Got it. These books are lined up so neatly. They're covered in dust. No one's touched them in a long time. Meaning they won't help us in the case. Yeah, but you're still gonna have a look.
Yeah.
Even in the past, several books line the shelf. I checked, but it doesn't seem like anything's different between then and now. In that case, probably not related.
Oh!
Landscape paintings in extravagant frames are on display. All the paintings look incredibly expensive.
However,
they're counterfeits. Not a single one is genuine. Doesn't look like there's anything related to the case here. Let's investigate elsewhere. It's a carefully organized bookshelf. Looks like all the novels belong to the same series, the Going Saga.
yeah.
I believe this series is more than 150 volumes. Unfortunately, the author has passed away. It's a shame the story never saw an ending. 150 fucking volumes, bruh.
Oh!
2 extraordinarily thick books are stacked on the desk. These books are in great condition, aside from some dust, and are completely untouched.
It's me.
He probably wanted them to seem knowledgeable. They haven't been moved in a while, they're probably not related. But we can check.
What does that mean?
It's an expensive thing, but it's tilted. I wonder why. Could this be related to the locked room?
It appears.
Doubtful, judging by the marks on the wall. I say this painting was hung at that angle. The peacekeepers must have altered it by mistake during their investigation. How confusing. 2 extremely thick books are placed on the desk. It doesn't look like the books were stacked when the body was found.
No.
Peacekeepers must have stacked them. Good grief, what a bunch of amateurs. Basement just seems to be the only thing that's changed. I don't think this will help.
Oh!
Several dolls have been nailed to the floor. After the clock tower and the secret club, this makes 3. It doesn't seem to make it any less creepy, though.
It's me.
Now's not the time to show fear. Investigate thoroughly and find the clues to solve this case. Right.
I see.
Dolls have nothing in common. I don't see any unusual markings either.
Appears.
Nothing to do with the case, then. Yeah, a lot of it's just set dressing. Neatly on the shelf, there's no indication the books have been moved. I don't think they're related. I agree, let's look somewhere else. Look, I'm getting free experience points out of all this, so I'm going to keep checking everything.
Sit down right.
That's true.
This is where the first witness found the body. The bloodstains are still here. Considering the amount of blood, the victim was probably killed here, right?
Appears.
It seems very likely. The neck again.
The cause of death here appears to be strangulation as well. And like the others, there are rope marks around the neck and traces of a struggle. Oh, but on a closer look, there's a mark left by a thin string on the back of his neck.
It couldn't have been the rope that was used to strangle him. The thickness is completely different.
There are 2 different types of string marks on the body. Was he strangled twice? But even then, it'd be odd to only have marks behind his neck. And why do the strings have different thicknesses?
Anyway, it's an important piece of evidence.
The victim is a well-built man, approximately 30 years old. The corpse here is also covered in nails. His appendages and chest are all nailed to the floor.
The owner of this mansion made his fortune in real estate from an early age. but along with aggressive land sharking and other illicit transactions. He made shady deals with Amaterasu Corp. There are several reasons he'd be hated. A doll with his name on it was bound to be nailed in the church forest.
I wonder how the person who cursed him feels, now that he's actually dead.
Perhaps they feel no responsibility. They just hopped on the urban legend bandwagon.
Is that really the case? Wait, this is odd.
Did you find something?
Look closely. The length of the nails driven into the corpse are all slightly different.
The length isn't the problem here. It's how hard they were hammered in.
What do you mean?
The nails driven into the lower torso went through the body and into the floor. But the nails in the upper torso did not penetrate all the way through the body.
So it was like he was partially pinned down before being choked out.
But why would the culprit not hammer the nails in as hard on the upper body?
That's not the only unnatural thing. Take a look at the blood.
Yeah, the blood's smearing down him, whilst the ones on his legs aren't. Because the ones on his legs were pinning him down, the ones on his body were he was sat up.
The nail wounds on the lower torso appear to be bleeding sideways, but the upper torso wounds are bleeding vertically, down toward his waist.
The blood flows differently between the upper and lower bodies?
So he was sat up and moved.
Maybe the upper and lower torsos are different people, and they were smushed together after death.
That's disturbing.
Oh, I appreciate the little arrows as well.
There's a vent, but it's too small for a person to fit through. And it's also screwed shut from the inside. It seems impossible.
Oh, this again. It's the same with the vent. I bet when we go into post-cognition, it's not going to be.
Master, I discovered something. There are marks in the gap between the vents, like something scraped against it.
Really?
But given your height, you couldn't see it even if you stood on a chair.
Halara, can you use that chair to peek into the vent?
I will do so for 10,000 Yen.
You're charging me for it?
I jest. The marks in the vent seem to be left by strings rubbing against it.
The rope went through it. He set it up, but on the other side of the room had the rope through, and he just tugged, so it would just choke him. And which is what lifted part of his body up, which is why the blood started going down him.
Did someone hitch a string to it or something? It shouldn't even be visible from your perspective. I'm surprised you noticed.
Oh, it was just a hunch.
See? I told you I'm useful. I do way more than just float around. You should give me 10,000 Yen as a reward.
I'm getting a headache. This is...
Go to the study. We'd have to open just in case. It's always good to be wary of sudden attacks. Never let your guard down. Alright, got it. It's because of the teaching of yours truly. You're welcome, Master.
The door here can only be locked with a key. However, there is only the master key. No spares exist. The scenario resembles the locked room mystery in the casino. We can disregard the possibility of a duplicate key. The master key was found in this room at the time of discovery.
This is also similar to the locked room mystery in the secret club.
But there is one difference. The key was found underneath the corpse.
Under the corpse? But we can't move the corpse in the past, so we can't confirm if that's true.
Post-cognition isn't all-powerful, but it's a fact that the key was found under the corpse. I have a crime scene photo, taken back then, in my jacket pocket. No detail has slipped past my efforts.
Right.
Wrong photo, I'm guessing.
Huh? What's this?
Wait, not that one.
Oh, Laura.
Unrelated to the case.
Oh, this is it. You're right. The key's near the middle of his back.
I see
Can
it.
this photo be trusted? Could it be something the Peacekeepers fabricated?
The Peacekeepers acknowledged the incident occurred in a locked room. Besides, there's no need for fabrication. After all, it would be more convenient for them to have fewer mysteries to deal with.
That's true. Sorry for being doubtful.
No, that's expected of a detective. You're starting to figure out how to do your job.
Was that a compliment?
Is that really all it takes to please you?
Also, I drew a sketch of the room's state on the back of that photo. Remember it well.
Yeah, okay.
Fucking, oh god. This is like Chiaki Dangan 2 level, like, sketch.
But why a sketch? How can it help solve the mystery? Also, what was with that cat photo anyway? That's surprisingly cute.
Oh, I didn't even spot you.
There's only one doll nailed to the wall. Comparatively, there was a nearly obnoxious number of dolls nailed to the walls in the other crime scenes. Maybe there was no room to nail them to the walls, because of all the bookshelves in the way? Wait, this doll has both eyes gouged out. Did the culprit do this on purpose? This keeps getting more and more disturbing.
But it's kinda creepy cute. I want to put one next to the top of a staircase so people can run into it at night.
Why would you want to do that?
You know, this doll seems made of cheaper materials compared to the other ones.
Hey, you're right. Like it's made of resin instead of porcelain. The texture looks cheap, but also more durable.
Too bad it doesn't have eyeballs.
The eye holes are connected to each other in the head cavity. It's like that darkness is...
You don't need to do this game, I'm expecting to be jump scared now.
Huh? There's a mark on the edge of the eye holes near the nose. Looks like a string rubbed against it. How did this mark get here?
Oh, I don't really like that piece of evidence.
Looks like there's nothing left to
Okay, that's an A-OK for the investigation here.
Now we've gathered enough evidence. Though it appears complicated at first glance, the answer is simple.
Huh? Halara, did you already solve the locked room mystery?
What? You haven't?
There's no way to...
Oh, hey, I just got a notification saying my PS5's getting too hot. I told you, this game is interestingly optimized.
It's unfit for one detective to ask another that question. For the sake of your own pride, you must figure it out. Unless you'd like to hire me to do it for you. It won't come cheap.
I'll figure it out myself.
It's really all about the money with Halara.
The longer I'm with Halara, the deeper into debt I'll get. It's starting to scare me.
Now, let us be swift. Next up is our last crime scene.
Wait!
The next one is the art gallery in Gima district. We're running low on time, so we must hurry.
Yeah, in-game, they only have 3 hours to solve this.
Danger after all.
Otherwise the cops are going to take Chief instead. Not because they think he's guilty, but because they just don't like the fact that they're interfering. So we're interfering harder to solve it before he gets arrested or taken away. I can't believe this bloody game was making my PS5 overheat. Like, is it just poorly optimized? Like, come on.
So this is the art gallery. It's closed due to special circumstances.
The murder occurred only about a month ago. But I'm certain the crime scene has been cleaned up like the others. Not that it matters to me.
Wait,
Is she about to kick it?
It's not a good idea to break into the art gallery.
Did you say something?
That's our Hellora.
I was expecting an alarm to set
The
off.
crime scene is deep inside the art gallery. It's one of many storage rooms. Come, I won't allow time to be wasted.
Wait, please.
Oh, seems like the door's locked. Well, these are precious works of art all over the place. Of course the door's gonna be locked.
What is it?
Where do you think you're going? Oh, sorry. Forgive me for wanting to poke my head around.
Is this the storage room where the crime scene took place? It's locked.
We're going in.
She has a mean right foot.
Thugs or something. Was the first on the scene the person from the church again?
As expected, it's the same worshipper. And he did say he was following the victim after finding a doll with the same name. He saw the victim enter the building late at night. He then searched the premises with the art gallery staff. When they opened the storage room, they discovered the body of the victim inside it. The door was locked at the time of discovery, and the key was found inside.
Ooh, another locked room mystery. That's more total. But I'm starting to get bored. It's not so special anymore.
What do you mean special? People have died. Let's start investigating.
Yeah, sounds good.
Alright, round 4.
Maybe.
Canvas placed here completely blank. Wonder why it's blank and why it's so messily placed within these wooden frames. Doesn't it look like an exhibition piece? Maybe it's used for some other event. I see. Don't think it's out of place, don't think it will help.
This is...
Painting of a young man screaming with his hands clutching his face. There's something unnerving about this painting. I almost feel like I'm going to swallow me whole. Paintings don't have that kind of power. More importantly, did you find anything? No, nothing suspicious. Doesn't look related. But just to check. Never mind yet. The cutscene's going to prioritize the body.
Reveals the crime scene in slightly faded colors. The room looked vaguely hazy in my eyes, even with the rows of vivid paintings within the art gallery. The smell of paint oil that permeated the room wasn't that of the past, but the present. If even the smells from the past could be recreated, the stench of the corpse would be much more overwhelming.
Oh, interesting. But what the fuck's that doing up there?
Yeah.
Blank canvas and wooden frame have been placed on the trolley. It seems to have changed between then and now, at least that's how it looks to me. Appears unchanged to me as well, meaning there probably is no evidence to be found here. We're not going to talk about the painting? Okay. The cardboard boxes are stacked up. Judging from the labels, the boxes were brought in after the incident.
It appears.
Looks like there's artwork inside. They must be storing the items no longer in exhibit. I don't think it's related to the investigation. Or is it? There's a portrait painted with nails driven into it. The picture really conveys its time period. Maybe the person depicted is an important figure from years ago. There's something dignified about this guy. He looks like a regular old geezer. A couple of boxes are stacked up. Judging from the labels, artwork inside, there's a layer of dust on the boxes. Doesn't look like the culprit touched them, meaning they got nothing to do with the case.
The only way in or out of here besides the door is this window.
The window jets out and is used as a vent. It doesn't appear big enough for someone to move through.
Currently, it opens outward slightly, but there are no other suspicious traces on it. It seems impossible to enter or exit through here.
But
this is...
young man? Oh, I know this. He's one of those edgelord protagonists everyone loves for no reason. That's not really the impression I get.
A large painting lies on the floor, and a doll is nailed against the canvas. One nail goes through the head, another nail is in the chest. But the nail in the chest also passed through the circular hole on the key's handle. Did the culprit leave the storage room after nailing the doll and key to the painting? If that's the case, how did they lock the room? The key was nailed to the picture, so it couldn't have been used.
Well, that's what makes it a locked room mystery. I'm sure they figured out some trick.
And I need to find out what that trick is. This is...
It's a large scenic painting with the doll nailed to it. I wonder how this ended up on the floor. Is there a reason? If it's related to the incident, there's probably a reason. Let's assume that much. There's baskets on top of the shelf. I'm not tall enough to see inside them, though. I'll take a look for you. This is... what is it? Well, accomplished nothing. So we found nothing.
Oh!
A sculpture of sheet plated over it to keep dust off.
Appears.
Doesn't look like it's been moved for a long time. Yeah, you can tell from the dust that's gathered on the sheet too. In other words, irrelevant.
There's a nail stuck in a painting. The killer must have hammered a nail into the portrait instead of a doll. Why is there such a fixation on dolls? The crime scenes so far have all been abnormal. But this one's just sick and twisted.
Oh, apparently this is going to be relevant.
Oh!
Sheet over it, position same before.
I see.
Shape was unchanged, we can assume no one moved it. Sculpture is not related.
Oh!
Box on top of the shelf. There's nothing but dust inside. I guess it hasn't been used for a while. Basically, it's irrelevant. Alright, let's do the important one then.
Oh!
Seems like this is where the body was at the time of the incident. There's no trace of it anymore, though.
It's me.
Looks like the area's been cleaned up. Properly, probably by the peacekeepers or the art gallery staff. I don't think investigating here will turn up any useful information.
The corpse of a young woman. She has nails all over her body, as expected.
The victim's name is Isomoe. She used her good looks to have relations with many men. The amount of suspects who could have written her name on the doll is nearly too high to count.
The victim has those same marks that suggest being strangled to death. Huh? But there aren't any scratches that would have been left from a struggle. And...
you noticed as well.
yeah, there's a wound on the back of her head. It looks pretty deep. This may be the real cause of death.
So yeah, so our killer got more competent as it went on. Oh, and of course the door. I always forget about that.
There are 2 keys that open this door. Only one of them was inside the room at the time of discovery. The other one was owned by a member of the art gallery staff. That staff member always carried the extra key, and used it to enter this room when the corpse was discovered.
Where was the key found inside usually kept?
It's supposed to be kept in the administrative office, but it's unknown if it was always there. Maybe it was lost and the culprit found it. Or perhaps the culprit secretly stole it. Either way, the culprit managed to obtain the key somehow.
One key was in the storage room. The other key was always carried by a staff member. If the culprit is that staff member, then this wouldn't be a locked room mystery, right?
Why go through the trouble of making it look like a locked room murder if you'd immediately become the first suspect?
I guess you wouldn't.
Countered!
Oh, what's with the paint?
I've been wondering, did the culprit knock this paint can over? If so, it could have been used for some sort of trick.
It's unwise to make up your mind before conducting a proper investigation. It may have been like this before the murder. Or it could have tipped over when the discovery was first made.
Right.
You got carried away in the hopes of getting complimented. Aren't you an eager little puppy?
Be quiet. That should be enough.
I'm finished investigating here. I feel like the picture is slowly starting to come together. I'm actually surprisingly warm right now. I'm not really surprised my PS5 is getting as warm as it is.
Next is the window. It would be best to check outside of it. Go ahead. I'll stay here.
Outside the window? All right.
All right, let's go.
It's fine to inspect the window, but our buddy here really insists you do everything yourself, huh? And my master does everything he's told, like a good little underling.
But yeah, she's making sure we're capable. That's what a lot of this is, in her own way.
Right. This is something I took on myself. I can't just rely on everyone else after putting on a tough front for that kid. That's why I have to do it.
Or maybe Halara's just taking advantage of you. It's obvious money is that one's only motivation.
Even so, I think it's the right thing to do as a professional detective.
Master, being overly nice for no reason is stupid. It's why you're so deep in debt.
I know, but...
What are you mumbling about? Did you check the window?
Oh, right. I'll do it right away.
Outside the window? Could that have anything to do with the locked room?
Well, we're gonna find out.
I wonder what Halara discovered.
You know, I think Halara is just having fun pushing you around.
Yeah, we didn't ask you.
I hope that's not the case.
As soon as anything secret. I think this is tied to the case. Like, it's like a case-specific area, so there probably isn't any collectibles, but I still gotta poke around just in case.
Maybe.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Alright, let's check this.
Here's the window.
Well, see anything strange?
No, nothing strange about it.
I see. Try entering through the window.
What? Between the gap? That's impossible.
Just try it.
Okay. I can't. I can't even put my arm through this gap. I can stick a finger in, but that's it.
I thought so. Good job. You can return now.
Huh? Are you sure?
You can get your hand in, maybe, but you can't do much more.
Did you not?
No, not at all. What's that about?
The gap is only about 5 centimeters wide.
Hey, what are you doing here?
Huh? I'm not doing anything shady.
I'll call the peacekeepers.
Wait! I'm a peacekeeper.
Huh? Of Amaterasu Corporation?
Yes, of Amaterasu.
You totally fumbled that. You're no good at lying, huh?
What did you say?
We are special investigators for Amaterasu Corporation.
Thank you, Halara.
We are currently investigating a case. Civilians must not interfere.
Huh? Oh, right. I'm sorry.
Hey, Halara. Are you sure it's okay to lie like that?
She'll be like, you just did.
I've told you before that deception is necessary to finish an investigation quickly. By the way, aren't you an employee here? There's something I'd like to ask you. Can you bring over the staff member who discovered the body from that murder case a month ago?
Oh, that would be me.
That narrows it down quick.
Perfect. Describe the events for us.
I'm scared to even remember it, but if it's part of the investigation, then I have no choice.
I'll leave the rest up to you.
Sure. Now, please tell us what happened on the day of the murder.
That day, I was doing my closing procedures when someone from the church appeared. He said he wanted me to help him find someone and that he knew the person was inside the art gallery. So we looked around the premises together, but didn't find anyone. According to him, there was a chance that the person he was looking for was being pursued by the Nail Man. I couldn't help but feel terrified when I heard that.
How did you notice something was off about the storage room?
The lights were on, even though they were usually off, so I went to take a look. The door was locked, so I opened it with the key I had. But I was afraid to go any further, so I let the church person go first and open the door while I watched from behind. And then there was a corpse.
Did you touch the body?
Of course not. I was too afraid and froze at the entrance.
What about the churchgoer?
He saw what happened at the doorway and didn't go any further.
Are you positive you didn't touch anything inside after unlocking the door?
Yes, but...
This is about the paint.
The churchgoer accidentally...
Yeah, that's it. This is about the paint. This is what she's checking.
And paint spilled all over the floor.
So that paint was from back then.
Okay, I get the picture. Thank you. You may go now.
Oh, right.
That brings all the information together. It's time to resolve the case.
Wait! I still have no idea what happened.
Time does not wait for you. Our deadline is approaching. You hurry back to the detective agency.
Huh? What about you?
Worry not. When you're in trouble, say my name. Halara Nightmare shall rush to your aid.
And gone. What are you gonna do, Master? We've checked everything we can. All that's left is to point out the true culprit, but...
If only it were that easy. I have no clue what to do.
Oh, stop being so pathetic. Why don't we go back to the detective agency for now? We might get to see Fuzzhead get executed.
All right, we need to help him. I need to hurry back before the chief gets executed.
Right, let's hurry! I want to know how they'll execute him, too.
Oh, actually. Of course I can't just walk back. Fine, I'll run. I think we're going to get there just in time and they'll go, you better answer for this, and then we'll get pulled in. What I am going to do, though, is a save.
Come on, let's go! Go, go, go!
I'm moving. God, always such a rusher. I get it, I want to see you in your human form too, but one thing at a time. We need to actually get there first.
Alara seems to know who the real culprit is. That's incredible.
Come on!
Yeah, it's the priest.
Where's your competitive spirit?
Everything points and fits it being
But
him.
You're still a detective.
By continuing ahead, it will not be possible to turn over some time. Continue. Oh, okay. That's going to mean it's going to go straight into the mystery labyrinth and everything. So I think I will call it here. We do have all the evidence we have. Because that's going to take another 2 to 3 hours. And you know, like, so I think, yeah, we will do that next time. We kind of did something similar with Danganronpa in the end, where we did the investigation one stream, the case solving the next. So we're going to kind of do that. But I think it makes the most sense to do that. So we will pick this back up on... Oh, geez, maybe Friday. Next Friday. Thursday or Friday. Until we get on the other side of like some of the schedule things, it's going to be a little like touch and go, but yeah. We will see. Regardless, as always... Thank you all so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already. It genuinely helps this channel grow. Additionally, you can find my BlueSky and my Patreon in the description of every single video. And you can also support me via memberships, which gets you access to 4 emotes. But until then, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.